Welcome back to the Janus World Building Project. In this video, we'll explore design principles from Mollusca and introduce the radical refugees of the commoners. Typically found grouped in natural liminal spaces, the commoners steward publicly shared spaces to protect them from game theory tragedies and the ever-encroaching forces of market and state. As part of their practices, a distinct culture has emerged, focused on radical equity to the point of role flattening that is marked by a minimalist asceticism. This collective cultural uniformity is offset by a high variety of genetic exploration and infinite diversity of spectrum thinking. Individual excellence is frowned upon in favor of complementarity to group harmony. No leader persists among the commoners, who make decisions with direct democracy locally and travel between parks and preserves as a beige shoal, clad as they are in matching jumpsuits of pale brown, with subtle embossed patterns which grow over time as their closest relations each add their mark, so that the spirit of the shoal is always with a commoner, even when they find themselves stranded by chance. Though the precepts require personal sacrifice, this baseline of conformity provides the stability and muted canvas against which the variety of the group can flourish. Mollusks are a phylum of invertebrates, especially widespread in marine habitats and known for shells and extremes of intelligence and size among the spineless animals. The shells of snails, such as the conch, elaborate on strong spirals, as does the shell of the nautilus, while the shell of chitons provides flexibility on uneven rock faces, and mussels display operable bivalve shells. Opting for a different strategy, the intelligent and color-changing cuttlefish uses an internal shell for buoyancy. Shells range widely in shape and size, up to that of over 400-pound giant clams. Least reliant on vestiges of shells, the intelligent octopus and squid rely on intelligence, strength, and camouflage, while many nudibranchs incorporate the defenses of their food into their own bodies, signaled by bright coloration. Mollusks showcase a diverse range of morphologies, perhaps enabled by their absence of a skeleton, from the generalized anatomy with a foot, mantle, radula, and shell, hosting digestive, nervous, respiratory, circulatory, and reproductive systems, to the specialized marine anatomy of an octopus, which distinctly lacks a shell, and boasts 8 suckered arms, venomous beak, and dynamic skin color change. Shells rely on offset, interlocking aragonite platelets, with organic interlayers to withstand impact and avoid cracking, using their surface form to further strengthen with carefully located curvatures, and doing so with minimal developmental information, using modularity and offset spirals to strengthen with minimal inputs in formation. Some mollusks host endogenous algae to boost food production with sunlight. Cephalopods have a sharp beak and highly developed eyes. An unusual champion is the volcano snail, with iron grown into its protective sclerites covering its foot, taken from the mineral-rich habitat around hydrothermal vents. Bivalves, such as mussels, aggregate into reefs that grow habitat diversity. The arms of octopi feature suckers, which can be selectively deployed. In the cuttlefish, the cuttlebone provides a reinforced, hollow structure that enables buoyancy control through the release of specific gases into its matrix. Some shells also use light control to modulate light coming in or bioluminescence spreading out. As part of the broad range of behavioral diversity octopi employ, the mimic octopus takes on the shape of other organisms. As part of its hunting arsenal, the cone snail tooth forms a rolled spear to inject venom. Intriguingly, the patterns on its shell closely match elegant, algorithmic patterns. Other cephalopods' social behavior includes squid shoaling and cuttlefish-directed visual communication. The diversity of niche adaptations in mollusks might suggest anatomical fittedness to various habitats in a comparison of their arrangements. Shells indicate strategies for surface structure, with tile layers and structure from minimal information. Greater adjustability of lenses might contribute to tunable vision of polarized light. Modular assemblages might trend towards branching patterns more conducive to habitat formation. An assembly of actuated pigment sacs and reflectors with inflatable volumes could provide a highly dynamic surface, efficiently with color and texture control. A single surface can be manipulated for a piercing tool. Graphical patterns can explore combinations of simple rule sets with fractal variability. The ability to temporarily attach to surfaces could use a round structure with a central, actuated bump to achieve or release suction. A hollow, layered structural frame with curving structural walls between shear layers might improve performance of gases under pressure for buoyancy control. Further study of social patterns may contribute to collective intelligence strategies or network behaviors. Directed visual communication suggests a tailored virtual experience for each user. A flexible form with high degrees of actuation could achieve a wider variety of tasks with the same hardware through formal specialization dynamically. Calcite-based electromagnetic manipulation can benefit design from windows to light fixtures to fiber optics. Biomineralization of iron shingles provides a self-strengthening surface with high performance levels and possibly lessons on managing iron toxicity in biological organisms. Efficient cutting shapes and scraping surfaces can inform new hand tools. Mobile and small-scale personal algae farms could open up possibilities for migratory farming practices, and oriented crystallization of minerals can offer light and protection simultaneously. The commoners live in iconic, protected pods with a thin, tough exterior with an operable roof, and a soft and dynamic interior to adjust color, texture, and brightness to changing inhabitants. Among commoners there is high genetic variation, with the underground thon maras, streamlined zali maras, land-dwelling terra maras, and aerial zeph maras all frequently living together alongside occasional ex-dogs. They seek out their own lived truths distinct to diverse biologies, while maintaining the simple practices and material artifacts shared among all commoners. They use consistent cultural artifacts with subtle embellishments over unifying algorithmic fractal patterns, with scraping tools, cutting tools, directable lamps, sucker shoes, and algae flasks frequently applied to their daily tasks. Across all commoner clusters, food consists almost entirely of genetically engineered algae grown in personal flasks and in tubing integrated into the living pods. Fruit, nuts, and fungus occasionally supplement this on feast days when an unclaimed grove is found. Some animals are kept, such as greater prairie chickens for riding and spotted alpacaloosas for carrying supplies between settlements and providing wool for jumpsuits. Within pods, dynamic color and texture displays provide a low-resolution biological equivalent to virtual reality, such that every inhabitant can program their own preferred realities and sing the patterns into the walls when they arrive at a new, collectively owned and maintained pod. With these dwellings located at long-standing, durable checkpoints under the high roads near parks and protected green spaces. As members float between locales, people are assigned to posts for roles, regardless of relationships formed, and children are typically raised communally to minimize possessiveness. This lifestyle is highly abrasive for many, and the attrition rate for those choosing to leave once they come of age, or after trying for a time, is high and well supported. The refugees from the spires and high roads more than replaces this attrition, given the various aggressive demands of life under the AI gods of each spire, or the looming threats of the ever-encroaching, slow-writhing mass of glur-fs. As you find yourself worn from travels, perhaps some time in this exotic quietude will offer a new perspective on the rigors and blessings of the hectic banality of urban life. Thank you for your time and attention. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Be well.